So, hey guys, and hey everyone. I think that because of some issues with my school today, and I'm a little bit stressed right now. Like my teacher, she says that my speaking skill is not good enough to go in this class, or maybe that is my listening and reading skills. I don't know. Maybe all of them: listening skill, reading skill, writing skill, speaking skill. And I feel really stressed. Like I did try my best and try real hard to jump from ESL level B, C, D, and then level B, and I jump from level B to C, D, E, three classes to regular English grade 10 in the second semester in grade 10. At that time, I feel really happy and excited. But when I move to grade 11 right now, I feel like the whole world is collapsed in front of me. Where my teacher she said that I'm gonna move you back to your regular English, or maybe I'm gonna take off your French course and put you in the ESL class. You know what? I feel like what the heck is going on? I try really hard to move from the ESL level B to regular English, and now I have to go back to the ESL class to learn it. What the hell is going on? Like I said that I can choose if you want to, but if I don't, so she's gonna add. So she just don't want to make my profile is bad because my grade 11 mark is gonna be self on my profile, my student profile. So if I want to achieve the thing I can then have ever achieved in my life, so I have to try really hard from today. And when I get home, I think that I'm gonna spend more time for my speaking skill. That I'm gonna create more time to speak with myself in this screen, and maybe it's gonna be around 30 minutes every day in order to improve my speaking skill. That is a good that is really good part. And because of my mood, my feelings that today is not really good. I feel angry, I feel sad, I feel scared. When I hear that she's gonna put me back to ESL class, so I feel angry. I feel angry that, yeah, I think that the reason I feel angry is I scare. So I scare. I scared that people will laugh at me when I from regular English go back to ESL class. Then I scared that I can achieve my goal in life. That I want to go to university, but I'm not sure if I can achieve it or not. Because although I can have good marks, so the thing I have to deal with is the money. I think that I don't have good good or enough money for me to learn university in Canada. But I just want to try my best in order to get the university marks, the marks. So I don't want to go back to SL class which gonna block my plan, and I cannot, go up anymore. So that is a really hard time for me to decide whether or not I'm gonna go back. And finally, I said that no, I'm not gonna go back. I'm gonna try my best in order to jump this, in order to get good marks in this class, even though I spend more time than anybody else in my class. So for example, when I spend just 1 hour working on the stuff, I have to spend 2 or 3 hours. If I read one chapter for one time, or maybe 2 times, I have to do that for 10 times. It's like I did a lot of things, for the author, maybe it is the grade 11 stuff, which is about the author part. The author is a book, it is a book about a play of the, it's a dramatic story, it's a tragedy story, and at the end of the story, the main character and his wife die because of some stuff happening. I don't want to tell it right now. And in the study guide question, when she said that in the class they're gonna do those questions like maybe 10, maybe 6, maybe 13, 15 in half an hour or maybe 45 minutes. I'm gonna say, what the hell is going on? I think that my English is not really good at the regular stuff, but now I have to read the play with the Shakespeare. It's a whole new world with me, so I have to learn the regular and then learn the Shakespeare. I feel a really difficult time in the previous stuff. Like, I have to get the meaning of the word. For those questions that I've just spent maybe 1.5 or 2 hours on those questions, and I do it at home because I'm thinking that I don't have enough time when I do it in class. But she said that, okay, so you guys gonna do this in class for about 30-40 minutes. She doesn't know that I did it at home. Then I have just about a few questions left. But so overall, that if they spend just half an hour or 40 minutes for 10 or 13 or maybe 15 minutes for this stuff, I have to spend more than 2 hours for those with the same work as they made it. So after I'm shocked, I finally get out of the awful book, and now I have to jump on my book of life. It's not HUC regular English, but it rather in the poem. Like, it's hard for me to understand the meaning of it. It's like in Vietnamese, we have a lot of poem to solve the meaning. So I have to really careful on what it is about. And I feel a little bit scared right now that if I cannot do this good enough, I have two options. I'm gonna go back to ESL class, or I'm gonna have my really bad marks for my resume. So what I mean is that I have to spend a really hard time to go through this English class. Actually, right now, I don't care about the people that are talking about me, saying that you are dumb, you are stupid, you are blah blah blah. The thing I really care about right now is, what can I do to improve myself more? What can I do, to get the thing that I want? And there's a lot of things that I have to improve myself right now. And so anyway, I have to do it every day in order to achieve the thing that I want. What's more? Okay, so actually I just did the previous video, which is about like 32 minutes about this stuff, but my laptop, it has some problems, so so I have to reset up the laptop. But when I go back and then I go through that file, like this file right here. This is the file that I'm recording. This is the previous file, but because it shows that I cannot open it right now, so that it some errors, so I have to film again. To get the very first uh, step in my process of improving English speaking every day, 30 minutes. Besides, after I do the 10 minutes speak with the screen, but because I did that for 30 minutes and this one is just 10 minutes forward, so it's gonna be when I add it together, it's gonna be 40 minutes. So now I think that I'm not gonna spend time, I'm not gonna spend half time on working with those stuff because I just read my limited and I just want to make it that it's like a, a an evidence for me in the future to see to look it back. Okay, so I just make it bigger because I don't want to have some stuff with how can I say that, with the copyright claim in the internet. Like for example, when I go to the Google and then I just film the video for today, just make in over screen, it gonna show the copyright claim, and I don't want that. And I don't want that, so I have to be really careful. Okay, so anyway, I just open this one and then I think that this is really good for me right now. But anyway, I'm gonna do it in order to achieve the thing that I want, so I'm gonna never give up. So I have to do my best to achieve the thing that I want. I know that when those English words that I use is not like the advanced vocabulary, it's just some regular vocabulary that you can hear every day in Canada. But I think that English speaking is really bad when I just nervous to show up my skills. And in class, I just really shy of them. So when I'm in the computer science class, just never care about it. I just try my best because it's the difference between decide the computer science and the English class. So anyway, I'm gonna spend more and more time to improve my speaking skill to achieve the thing I want. Never give up and I can achieve the thing I want. I can jump from ESL level B to a regular English. So why I can't keep my motivation in order to get a good mark in grade 11 English, in grade 11 regular English. Okay, so let's get back to the work, which is speak with the same speed of the videos I have today and tomorrow. So I'm gonna change the video because I need some other stuff. Anyway, let's do it. You went to a year. The first time there are people that say forget about school. You're not about school. It is you don't think your ears? Tell me why. If you don't have growing business, if you don't understand accounting, you're already behind a 8 point. You hire a guy that knows that, but still have to connect to you. Right? I mean, there's people that understand the concept of, the difference between profits and costs. Your accountant might tell you you're profitable, but your costs going down. Not understanding breakdown. I know you don't. You think you need a college to learn that? Yeah, I think you do, right? Because for some people, look, if you're so simulated, where you can take an online course in accounting and yourself, everything you have aware of again. And anyway, but most important, I'm not saying you have to go to TNL. I'm not saying to, and if that's okay if you go to communicate college, study accounting, study and then I post for the class. Just, spending the money for us to be more dedicated to do it. But accounting, finance, lesser standard marketing, theoretical of that, these are only language of business. So why is possible to yourself these things is quite possible to hire them. Starting on company, you don't want to spend money hiring an accountant, and so the cost of opening a business is also more important, and all that blocking and tackling that's core language business. The thing I learned in Indiana was more important than anything else. I learned how to learn, And learning became much more important to me because one certainty business has always been be changing. If you are always learning to this minute, if I'm just actually learning, if you're just absorbing as much as can absorb, so now I'm going to keep my eyes. Let's talk about paranoia. So where the source of your paranoia should be knowledge. If someone else more than you do, if you're not learning, if you don't know how to learn, if you don't have a thirst for learning and acquire information, you are your SOL. People like to say, the only stupid questions are the only you don't want to ask them. That's right, because the question you ask them, to me, to improve more about you, anything else too, because in particular to me about your preparation, if you have any questions that about just basic things that you should have known and you still have now assigned to a science, that's going to disqualify you almost from anything. Do you think there needs to be a healthy level of paranoia? Absolutely, it needs to be. Oh yeah, I mean, I always say, for everyone in my business, I said, what do I do to get my own ass? Right, so my business when you have there's somebody trying to put your own business, somebody trying to take a bite of your business, it's better for you to figure out how to do it and then they do it. So yes, being paranoid, you have to be paranoid, you have to anticipate other people's next moves. I say, oh, I can't ever doubt that the competition. But I was at the business plan competition this morning at the college and were kind of being dismissive of the competition. I still can't ever do that. And they're out to attack you down and they're not just gonna sit still. If you're good, really good, you're gonna it's better and going to work even harder, faster, better. You have to be, very aware of what you're good at and what other people are good at. A healthy level, there's a paranoia must be it's very helpful. Okay, so if you're always learning to this minute, if I'm not conscious learning to this, just absorbing as much as can absorb, someone else is going to give me ass. Where the source of your should be knowledge. If someone else more about than you do, and if you're learning, if you don't have how to learn, you don't know how to learn, and you have not thought for learning and acquire information, you are your SRL. As in guys that have this like jump themselves the gym, right? It's guys, that when you go war you have muscle memory and discipline, there's no which game that more selling get NBA, but it's discipline and focus to do necessary to be successful, willing to do and combine it to be willing to be tool and being skilled. It makes an amazing basketball player. So it's understanding what skills it is. So I need the right play to use those skills and then when first, we may make you $250, it depends if you pick right in the gym, whatever the you pick, if you have everybody, if you try to be a little smarter, everybody, if you try to be a salesperson, everybody, if you try to be better prepared, everybody, you do best chance because you don't do it and somebody else does. I have a saying, work like someone else trying to take over from you, work like actually work like someone else spending 24 hours working 24 to take over from you, and that kind of way I look at it. We say the number one reason why we fail, in the sense of the way they make, it's the complete opposite. Like a brand, like effort. Like a brand, like effort. Yeah, they use them to work and learn. When you work in the room, it's a business, you start talk about somebody else, you never overcome with no competition. There's going to be a competition that means somebody else the morning business after you do when you started. And if you go work in the competitive environment and they still know about your business and you do and more about your customer, you're gonna lose. But most important is that they don't do the work. You know more about the industry, even more about the businesses. I mean, so you gotta put into effort to know more about the industry than anybody else. And that's a brain part and it's that effort part as well because if you come in with me, you better know what are you doing. Otherwise, I'm gonna kick your ass, and put out and so the coordination is usually what keeps us earlier on more than anything. But that's what always like if you want something, you have to earn it. And to his credit, he never said no, you can do that. So it was selling perfect big one terror time whatever it was, he never had me back. So I think that was as important as anything. I think sometimes being you're enjoying, you're so native, you don't know any better, and you just learn. And if you feel it doesn't matter, so in the world 9, 10, 12, 16, 21, if I lose with reference, I think whether you are 9, 20, 22, 24, I'm sitting on the couch, I'm a couch with hole on the floor, I'm a plumb and life student, and so I didn't have to lose, and so I think that's influenced me. I must another thing, that was like go for it, don't why not? I have to lose. Yeah, so the thing like just like if people think as in YouTube them, okay, within 10 minutes say this dude's not gonna make it as an entrepreneur. Yeah, I mean I can typically tell, right? I can tell by the person, I can tell by the focus, I can tell by the preparation. And there's a whole role of him. He was here, here's the business you're in, and here's the things that influence you to be successful. Must be a business and commercial in position inside. Okay, the entire however wants some things he has to be aware of and then go to another. And many thoughts are it's good if we already able to address already it can give a sense of how hard it to work, And I can tell by the questions they ask me, so I have to do okay, what did you want to know? But of course, if you and I were when this high school was 14 years old, 15 years old, we know each other. Would be on you being who you are today? No chance, really. No chance. Tell me why. I mean, I have my good friends, and we hung out, and I was a hustler. There's no question, I was a hustler, even in high school. But yeah, and to business in a big way. But I don't think they will solve it. Maybe because a lot of people look at me, or he doesn't succeed. So in high school, you're a fun guy where you're always the guy that people have. I was always competitive. I went to sport. No, I wasn't great at it. I was just sent. Wasn't an technology guy. I mean, I was still learning. I was business guy. I was the guy reading about business book all the time, reading business book all the time. Going to junior achievement. I was achievement Greek, and I was reading business books. So I wanted. Doesn't it? I mean, it was brought that way. I started my first business when I was 12, I was playing baseball, cards, playing city stamps, and I got when I include my hosting training, so it was the business, but I not so much where it was my friends went to it with me, so I wouldn't know. Do you think there's a proven formula that if brand rookie he got a lot of business or not business jobs, knowledge on how to? Do you think he follows formula he's the ability to make an entrepreneur? No. We need a guarantee to make it. No, because who knows you go competing with. So two people both following the same formula, both in the same industry, right? Which will win, maybe both can win both the same form, but so then within it before template for except but I think there's thing you can do it by yourself and the preposition is to succeed. Okay, so I think that's the end of my speaking today. I feel really exhausted. Like my thoughts. How can I call that? Like THROIT. My thoughts. It is, you know, it's a little bit bad because they did it first time in, I just speak non-stop. Oh, okay. So it is, my okay. So how can I say that? I think that I think that is. Oh, wait a sec. Okay, so I think that this is my hobbies. Like when I finish all the things, I have my hobby deleted. Like I just want to delete. I know it's not deleted, but I just stop the video because when I done it, I have no. How can I say that? Okay, so how can I say that? It's like if you want to make it stop right away, but I wouldn't know that. But I wouldn't know that I'm doing this one. Like the aim profile was about my speaking, and have 7 minutes more. So when I finish those stuff, actually for this one, know it right, and especially for right now, Okay, so I just don't want to make you guys see this one. It's not like I'm just afraid. I just afraid about the copyright claim. Anyway, so now I'm gonna do the Camtasia 9 to just cut that timing that I have done it. I into the whole new thing in order to get rid of the thing that I'm doing. So I have here, choose this one, right? Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be this one. So I'm gonna put it into the Camtasia project. Okay, so I think that's gonna be around. Okay, so it's gonna be around right here. So I think that is mostly done about with this stuff. Yeah. Okay, so I have. Okay, so that's really good right now. Like, oh, and so I think that. So it's gonna be. Did I start it yet? Wait. Wait a sec. Okay, so here. Alright. Alright, so it's gonna be here. Okay, so oh here, okay. Here, from here, I'm gonna cut all the way up here. Cut it. And please 9 yeah, it's in Molly's 9. Here, and I set it as here, and then I'm gonna set it as desktop, and then I just wait for it to run my video out. And so, okay, so I'm gonna explain a little bit about my YouTube channel, which is my YouTube channel for improving my speaking skill that I created about in the at the beginning of the second semester in grade 10. Now I'm grade 11 now. And at the first time I want to make a YouTube, but it's really hard for me at the beginning. Like I just want to make about some learning English YouTube channel which is about learning English, like the Andy 5 minutes about IELTS, 5 minutes, yeah, 5 minutes about 5 minutes about IELTS. And when I do that, I have no vocabulary, no fluency, no there's not enough knowledge for me or enough skills, or my skills is not good enough to do that channel. So after I do it for about 1 month, and I feel like I cannot just keep up about just post video about English and then just post it and I can have some viewers. That's not gonna work. So I stop it, and I'm not gonna make YouTube anymore. I just use my YouTube for my diary, my everyday diary about uh, my speaking skills, or maybe the other skills. I'm gonna move my YouTube stuff into another channel, but I think that it is secret for now. And so I think that so in my this channel now, you know what? I post every video daily about my 10 minutes practicing English. Now, at the beginning it is 5, but now I moved it to 10. And you know, other some stuff school that I have to already told you guys that, and I've already told you guys about that. So I'm gonna put 30 more minutes in this big in my speaking skill, which is about 40 minutes of speaking every day. You see it in a really hard, right? But anyway, if I cannot do it, so I can improve myself anymore. Okay, so I think that it's almost 30 minutes right now. And I think that when I stop this one and then I have to take out my note. Yeah, take out my note for reviewing for the text, reviewing for the test tomorrow, which is really important test for tomorrow. It's about my computer science test. But I don't want to fail anymore because of my English skill. Because of my English, I want to pass it. Yeah, I want to pass the English slide and on as well as this class. So I have to try really hard. And I think that and I think that this is the end of my speaking, of my 30 minutes speaking. Actually, actually it is 1 hour speaking today. And I think that my skill is improved. My skill is improved a lot since the first time I do this. But if I want to show more for the teacher's course, I have to try really hard. And I think that I want to do by 1, 2, 3, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like H, I, J, K, M, N, O, P. Like when I read those code, I feel a little scared when I read over him. When I read over her, like if you like, what happened? I'm do them when I'm not wrong. I'm so nervous. Those sign at the first time, and when I read for those who I cannot know, I can read it easily. When I am with myself, for me, I'm enough, strength to read it. Like okay, so now, oh, my own daughter, who I love so much, and all secretly miss the more night. Oh, I have lost my mind. Oh, my own daughter, who's the who's this each moment opaque me. Wait a second. How can my own daughter love your more so much you can with me a chance like no, I'm not gonna say that my speaking skill is improved a lot. I just want to say that it improved a little bit from the first time when I started this work. But anyway, if I try hard every day, I'm gonna do it every day, every month, every years, every month, every day, every week, every month, every years. So I'm gonna improve most music. So my speaking skill is improved a lot. Okay, so that is the end for today. I have to turn up the sun and then review for my test tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, so that is the end for today now.